Hey Flosstube, welcome to Creative Whims Studio. I hope everyone had a wonderful week, and I hope you got a lot of things done, or I hope you were on vacation. Did y'all melt? It was so extremely hot and muggy and humid. It was just icky last week. But we had thunderstorms yesterday. Well, I take that back. We had rain. We really had just mild thunder, but we had a lot of wind. A lot of trees down and stuff in the area, but it really cooled everything off. Today, I mean, it's hot today, but it's not as humid and it's not as hot as it has been, so it's a nice break. It's still nice to be inside though, I must admit. Anywho, I am filming on a Sunday again, guys. I have been, I don't know, just out of sorts. Well, trying to get all the Stitch Mania cross-stitch designs, get the floss pulled and get them, the linen cut and get them sent out. That was a big focus for last week, and it takes a tremendous amount of time. I seriously don't think people realize how much effort designers put into their designs. It's so intense, and it may be different for each designer, but the way I do it, you know, especially when it comes to the angels, if I'm scanning in a piece of artwork and the computer program is pulling the color or picking the floss colors, I don't know, it seems like it almost makes it harder because then I pull that floss and it doesn't match what the computer is thinking. So it's like a puzzle. It's like putting together a puzzle, and it's just time consuming, that's all. But I got quite a few of them done and sent out. I probably didn't even get through half of them though. And so I decided, because I can't continue working just completely on that, I am going to at least do one a day. I figure, well, I designed one a day. If I can pull the floss, cut the linen, you know, and do all that one a day, I should have them done pretty soon. So this past week, last weekend, I already talked about that because I filmed on Sunday last weekend again, that's right. So I already talked about the open house and our son playing in the band and stuff, that's right. Well, I mentioned last week about our friend, their little baby, or their little grandchild, Amelia, biting Ellery at daycare. Okay, now, I mean, it's not that big a deal. These things happen, and I didn't want, because somebody commented and said something about, I can't remember exactly what they said now because I read the comment earlier in the week, but she left a little mark, but Brianna didn't even notice it. And I mean, it's one of those kid things, so we were laughing about it. It wasn't like, oh my gosh, you know, nobody was freaking out over it. I don't think anything horrible about their child. I mean, it could have easily been the other way around. You know, kids do these things, so not to worry. There was no bruise, there was no permanent mark. It was not a big deal. And then last week also, Kevin, he missed Ellery because he had a gig, his shout band. I don't know if I've really talked about Kevin's bands. He's in two bands. One's Green Bottle Fly, which is classic rock, and they play mostly through the fall, winter, and early spring because they play at like Eagles Club, and mostly the Eagles Club. They used to play some local bars, but in the summer, the bars around here, they usually don't have live bands play anymore because everyone is, you know, on vacation or going up north for you know, a lot of people have places up north where they go camping every weekend. Michigan is a beautiful place for that sort of thing, so a lot of the bars don't have live music in the summer, which works out perfect for him because he's also in a Beatles tribute band with the same bandmates that he has for Green Bottle Fly. And they play all over. I mean, they played in Wisconsin last Sunday, and then Kalamazoo, I think, this past Thursday. Or no, Monroe. I don't know. I don't know, but, you know, between, I mean, they don't play in our immediate area. They play, like, usually it's at least an hour drive for them. And they play more like festivals and fundraisers or theaters, you know, bigger event type things. So it keeps him busy. He loves it. He's a drummer. He plays Ringo. And they dress in costumes. They have like 2 or 3 costume changes. They play the early Beatles, and then they come back out with the Sgt. Pepper costumes and play the later Beatles things. And they have like the period instruments, and they talk with the British accent. They wear wigs. And so anyways, it's quite an ordeal. It's pretty cool. And if you love the Beatles, hopefully someday you'll get to see my husband's band, because it's pretty cool. And if I have any footage of them playing, I will insert that here. It'll be just something real quick. If I don't, then I will have to get that for you sometime. No baby boy yet. Brianna is so frustrated. She is a week and a few days overdue, and she is so over it. I mean, y'all know that last week is tough, and then to go over, you know, a week over. So she's frustrated. She is ready to hold that baby on the outside. But if she doesn't go natural before this coming Wednesday, then they're inducing labor on Wednesday. So Wednesday sometime will be the latest that we have a new baby boy in the family. So we're super excited about that. And I had Ellery, of course, on Thursday. I'll insert pictures because, you know, that's what grandmas do. And we bought her this little water table. I think I mentioned it last week. Well, it came in, we got it put together, and she loved it. Absolutely loved it. So, I mean, like an hour and a half straight, she just played with that. It was so cool. That's pretty much my week. You know, not a whole lot going on. I'm kind of a workaholic because I need to be. But shout outs. I wanted to shout out Melanie Smith of Yarns and Threads. She has a Flosstube channel. Somebody in the comments from my video last week mentioned that she and her daughter are doing a stitch along of Star Quilt. So if you're interested in that, go watch Melanie Smith's last video. I say last video, I don't know what number it is, but I'll put a link below where you can go to that specific video. But towards the end of that video, she said that her daughter likes to do punch needle and Melanie does the cross stitch. So I'm releasing Star Quilt I showed last week. I'm releasing this in September. Do I have it upside down? I do. My bad. So I'm releasing this cross stitch chart in September, and she happened to have the punch needle of it. The punch needle, it goes this way. The punch needle pattern is retired. However, if I get enough people wanting this, like if enough people want to do that stitch along with her and they want to do it in punch needle, it's easy for me to bring back an old pattern. It's not a big deal. So if I get enough people wanting the Star Quilt punch needle back in business, I will re-release it. So let me know on that. Anyway, they're starting the stitch along. She said the second weekend of November. She doesn't have an exact date yet, but just kind of stay tuned for that. And it's called #StarQuiltSAL. Wanted to let y'all know that. Okay, announcements this week. If you follow me on Instagram or we're Facebook friends, you have seen the preview of the deck, the Angel deck. It's called Angel Kindness Cards. And they've been approved, like the printer did a one-off or whatever, and it was approved. So now they're in full production, but it will take 4 weeks by the time they print them and cut them and package them and ship them out. So I'm going to say mid-August to September 1st, I should be getting my order in. and I cannot wait. I cannot wait to get these cards. There is so much buzz about these cards, not just from when I posted, but people are sharing the post. I mean, people are like, oh my gosh, I want a pre-order, but I don't know what the exact price is going to be. So, because I thought about putting them on Etsy and then taking pre-orders, and you can, like I did with my calendar. And the calendars are not here yet either. They're usually here mid-July, so I'm expecting them every day, any day now. A lot of people have ordered months ago, but you know, they knew it wasn't going to be available for a while. So I thought about doing that with the angel kindness cards, but I don't know what the price is going to be, so I couldn't do that. As soon as I get a lockdown on the price, I might do the pre-sale. On Jan Hicks Creates, on her Flosstube this past week, I heard her say that Weeks Dye Works is going to be hand dyeing the Zygar, I'm not sure how to say it, is the foundation material, and hand dyeing it. And so I asked them, because I needed to order linen from them, and they have quite a few colors available with the Zygar base. They are 36 count and, would I say higher? Like it goes to 46 count, I think some 50 count. I don't even know. I don't think I've ever heard anyone talk about doing a 50 count. But man, you could do some really cute tiny things, couldn't you? So I ordered some in some of the colors that I use, and I'm going to send those out to some stitchers and see what they think. Oh yeah, I'll have to insert a picture of that. I am going to be painting an angel chair for the Catholic Charities event. I was asked by a lady named Karen Church. I met Karen at the seminarian dinner, fundraising dinner, and I had donated an original painting. Well, Karen won the bid for that original painting, and then she came over to me later in the night and was talking with me, and she wondered if I would do something for the Catholic Charities, and I'm like, sure, you know. Well, anywho, it's a chair. It's kind of like a kid's chair, and I'm going to be painting an angel on it. The whole entire chair is going to be painted, but I think just the back of the chair is going to be the angel, and on the back of the chair, okay, the back that you sit in, this kind of back, it's going to have the angel, and then the back of the chair is going to have like the back of the angel, I think. I don't know. That was my husband's idea. We'll have to see how that goes. But and then it was interesting. The day she brought the chair to me, earlier that day, another lady that I know through church and through the Holy Rosary School, she used to be the principal at Holy Rosary. I had donated a painting, angel painting, to her for a fundraiser at one point. Anywho, she contacted me and she said, oh my gosh, you gotta get in on this Catholic Charities event. It's called Charity, get it? And she said, because there's prizes for the top 3, you're a shoo-in for it, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, when she said that, I'm like, I did not know that the whole event is painted chairs. I thought this was just a one-off. You know, I was just doing this and donating it, and, you know, other people donate maybe a sewing machine, or, you know what I mean, like different items. But no, evidently it's all chairs. They're all hand painted, and there's a prize, $250 for first prize, $200 for second, and I can't remember what the third prize is. So anyway, I thought that was interesting because I had no idea that it was all chairs. Oh, right. Oh yeah, and that's due in like October. So I have 2 months to paint this chair, which sounds like a long time, but when I'm as busy as I am, it could be like crunch time at the end there. But Punch Needle Primitive Stitchers magazine, I got my fall design done. There's a funny story with that, but I'm not going to tell you until the fall magazine comes out, and I'll tell you the funny story. It's funny now, it wasn't funny at the time. I'm not going to do a flip through of the entire one, the entire magazine, but I just want to show you my design that's in it. somewhere. So I did this little primitive girl, and she's called Wool Keeper, and it's a cross stitch, and there's a glare. See her cute little face? It's kind of, you know, that primitive doll look that I have for some of my cross stitch and punch needle. So anywho, if you don't get this magazine, you should. It has a nice balance of cross stitch and punch needle. I think there might even be, sometimes there's some wool applique. I don't know if this one has wool applique or not, but anyways, this magazine has grown quite a bit from when she originally started, but I must say I'm super proud to say that I'm in every single issue so far, and that is just such an honor to be part of this wonderful magazine. And I mean, it's primitive punch needle and primitive stitcher, so these are more primitive designs, and that was the whole reason that Deb Yoakum wanted to do that magazine, is because there was a demand for more primitive punch needle and cross stitch. So thank you, Deb, for filling that void for folks. And now too, also Vanna has a finishing idea or article in each magazine now. I think it started the last magazine, but anywho, because I designed for the magazine, I get my magazine free, but I just subscribed to it as well. So that way I'm going to do a giveaway. So every time this magazine comes out, I'm going to do a giveaway for it. And if you are subscribed to it, I still want you to try to get in on the giveaway, because then you can give it to one of your friends or something. And God, what other announcements do I have? It looks like I'm pretty close to possibly signing with an art licensing agency. You know, I have well over 4,000 images, and I'm not always painting, but I mean, I still have new artwork all the time, but I do not have time to get a hold of companies and try to license my artwork. And I think it's such a shame to have this artwork just sitting here when it could be used on products out in the marketplace. So it's not 100% sure yet, but I will let you know if that happens, and when it does, I will let you know who I am going with. I'm super excited about it. And then one last announcement. It's not really an announcement that you guys care about, but it's something that I am going to do this week and see how it goes. I created a schedule for myself. I need to be more organized with my time. I mean, I work a lot, but I want it to be more structured because I want more time to paint. I don't paint as much as I would like to, so it's going to allow me 3 to 4 hours minimum every single day to paint. So I'm going to see how it goes this week, and I will let you know in my next video if that worked out or not. Alright, questions and answers. Doreen Branham asked, I love all of the little angel babies behind you. Did you make them? So my last video I actually recorded up at the house, and I had, there was one tall angel, and yes, that one I designed. I did not make it myself. It was manufactured by Demdeco, but I sketched it and they took my artwork and made that piece. The small other 3 angels that you see there in last week's video, those are actually Debbee Thibault. She does not do her figurines anymore, which makes me want to cry, because she's my absolute favorite sculptor. She has that primitive look, the old toys kind of look. I just love her art, or her sculptures, and I've collected them through the years, so I have quite a few, and you'll see them. I use them a lot in my photography with my punch needle and cross stitch, so I'm sure you've seen a lot of her work in my photographs, but she recently announced on Facebook that she is going to get into something, but she's not sure what. So we're all like on pins and needles, like, what are you going to be doing? We can't wait, because I'm sure it's going to be awesome. Faith Fuller asked, I think I remember you saying you were going to make a cross stitch pattern for Good Tidings. If you are, when can we get the pattern? Well, Faith, you're in luck. It's out now. That was part of my June release. So if you want to go back and look at my video back then, just go to my videos and it says June releases and you can see it there. But I have it at my Etsy shop just this past week. That was another announcement. I finally put all my punch needle and cross stitch on my Etsy shop for those of you that don't have an LNS and have been waiting for me to do so. I finally did it. Edwina Bang, she asked, have you thought of hiring an assistant? It sounds like you need one. Ah, you are so right. Where would they work? You know, I had Timothy here for a while, you know, my little meerkat assistant. Well, as I told you, he was just a Snapchat filter. Well, I don't have him on my filters anymore, so that's why he's not around. But I would like to get an assistant. I had an assistant years ago, and it was a big help. But right now, I don't have room for anyone to work down here. And oh yeah, Monday we are getting a dumpster delivered behind, and we're having it parked behind the studio, and I'm just gonna start purging. I mean, I have file cabinets full of paperwork from when we had Primitive Folk. And we're talking 20 years of paperwork. I don't need it anymore. So I need to purge so that I can get the pattern business out of my studio and on the other side of the studio. And when I do that, oh my gosh, it's just gonna free up so much space, because I have bins sitting around over here, and those bins are full of my models for my show. Well, I want to store them over here because this is more temperature controlled over here. And anyways, once I get all that out of here, it'll have a lot more room in here, and I can get way more organized. And at that point, I may hire an assistant. I don't know, because my husband is, I don't know, his work partner is going to be retiring in the spring. And once his work partner retires, if things are going well for my business still, and if I can replace his income, that's another reason I'm getting into licensing again and hopefully working with an agent. Then Kevin plans on helping me with the business. So he will run the pattern business himself, other than designing, obviously, but he will fill the orders and he will take care of the whole pattern business, and that will allow me more time to paint and do the more creative side of the business. So I'm looking forward to that, but it's a huge goal for me to replace his income, because he makes really good money and we're not at a point where he can retire yet. So keep buying patterns, y'all. So my husband can retire and start working. And when I say retire, it's not like he's retiring with a full pension or something like that. You know, he worked sheet metal. He's a sheet metal journeyman, and he worked that, I don't even know how many years when we first got married, but when Primitive Folk, when the business grew too much where I couldn't do it all, he quit doing sheet metal, and him and I built the business together. And then he went back to sheet metal after, I don't know, close to 20 years. So he loves the work, but it's just hard on his body. It's a very physical job, and you know, he's looking to do something that's a little easier on the old bones and everything. So anyway, Edwina, she also mentioned, let's see. Oh yeah, I mentioned last week about the Joanne app on your phone, and that there's extra coupons on there. And I don't think I mentioned last week, but if you get coupons emailed to you through Joanne, if you get, so email is one way, texting is another way you can get coupons. And then if you have the Joanne app, you can get coupons there. They're all different. They all have a different barcode, so you can use all three of those when you shop at Joann, just so you know. But when you use the app, Edwina reminded me to remind you, always have them scan your app. When you first open your app, at the top there's a little bar, and it will keep track of your purchases, and you'll get rewards and special coupons and things like that because of what you spend there. So thank you, Edwina, for that. Craft Addict, she said the Joann's app. If you also have the Michaels app, the coupons work at both places. Now that's cool. I didn't know that. I don't have the Michaels app, but I hardly ever go to Michaels because it's on the other side of town. It's like a 30-minute drive when I can go 10 minutes and be at Joann's. So I don't go to Michaels, but if you have those stores, you know, near you and you shop at both, that's good to know. So thank you for that, Craft Addict. All right, whips. I don't have any whips this week, but I have finishes. I finished Fox and Friend, and I love it so much. And I wanted to have it fully finished for you, but I didn't get him fully finished. And I'm hoping to do that this week so that you can see it fully finished next week. But here he is. Look how cute he is. So I did a lot of ripping, frogging, I guess you say. I pulled out, I don't know, I had a bunch of like dark brown here and right here. I took that out. I like the lighter color better. There was something else I ripped out. I don't remember now, but anyway, I did some frogging, and you know, that's what you do when you want to get the best design you possibly can. So isn't he cute? I cannot wait to see this stitched too. So yes, super excited about that. So this will be a September release. What now? Yeah, and another finish I had, I finally finished the 2021 Bear Calendar. All I had was this November image that I needed to paint. So I painted this watercolor, and this is going to be in the 2021 calendar. A little close-up view. Peace and Plenty is the name of it. It's got sunflowers and pumpkins and grapes and apples and all the wonderful fall things. I don't have any haul other than today Kevin and I, after church, we went and got groceries and stuff, but then we took off and went to my local nursery, and I mean, everything is like, the hanging baskets are $10. You can get 25 4.5-inch pots, no, 15 4.5-inch pots for $25. So we bought really tall coleus, and he is right now planting that out behind our row of hostas out front. So that was his idea, because I told him, I said, listen, I have to film Flosstube. I'm not going to be out there helping you. So if you want to do it, cool. That's it, guys. The winner, I'm going to insert the YouTube random comment picker here. Okay, we're ready to see who wins this week's prize, which is a punch needle or cross stitch pattern of your choice. And the question was, what's your favorite quote? And the winner is Deetta Jones. It says, she says her favorite quote is, "Comparison is the thief of joy," by Theodore Roosevelt. That's a really good one. Thank you everyone for your amazing quotes. I really enjoyed reading them. And Deetta, congratulations to you. If you could please email me your mailing address, I will get your pattern to you ASAP. So congratulations, Deetta. Just send me your mailing address right here to this address right here. And remember, you only have a week to claim your prize. Also, when you email me, can you please, well, you use your name, but so that's fine. But like, if somebody wins and they have like, you know, okay, this one comment was from Craft Addict. Well, if she emailed me, I wouldn't know that she's Craft Addict. So anyways, but Deetta uses her real name, so that's fine. But also in your email, just remind me what you won. What you get to do, Dieta, is pick any punch needle or any cross stitch pattern that you would like. Let me know that in your email and I will send that right out to you. Okay, this week's question is, what's the funniest thing that has happened to you recently? Make me laugh, y'all. So this week's giveaway is, what is this week's giveaway? Wow, I didn't even think of one. My God, I don't want to give away the same thing every time. Ooh. No, I can't do the angel deck because that's like 4 weeks out. It has to be something I have. This week's giveaway is Cross Stitch 207 Peaceful Snow. This is one of my June releases. Stitch 2 over 2 on 35 count linen, finish size 6 by 5 inches, stitch count 110 by 86, and this was stitched by the wonderful CARAZY. Oh, she told me how to say her name. Carol, I'm ashamed. I'm so sorry. I think it's CARAZY. So there you go. This is what you win next week. Just tell me, what is the funniest thing that's happened to you recently? Okay, on to our last bit of business, and it's really not business, it's fun. This is our Chinese fortune teller that just like dropped right out of my hand. And this week, randomly picked was Kim Esmond. She said blue 24. Blue 24. B-L-U-E 1, 2, and 4. Tell a funny personal story. I thought 3s were those. Man, I cannot get over how much it lands on that. Unless y'all know, oh, 4 is that, and that's what we want. I don't know. I don't know if you paid attention that close. Anyway, a funny personal story. A handy dandy notebook. Oh, I have a funny story that is funny to me. It probably at the time was not funny to Kyle's friend. Kyle had a friend come over. This was years ago. This was, I don't know, Kyle hasn't lived here in a very, very long time. So, and I want to say he was just out of high school. I don't know. So he's 26. Lord, that is insane. I can't believe he's 26. So he's 26. I'm going to say he was probably 19 or 20. So 6 or 7 years ago, Kyle had a friend coming over, and he had never been here before. So he had it in his GPS. Well, he had this old creeper van, you know, the vans that don't have any windows in them, and it was kind of a junky looking van or whatever. Well, he happened to turn on a road near here and got behind our neighbor. Now, we live on a dead-end road, and there's only 1, 2, 3, 4 houses on our road. Anyways, at the end of the road, so the road goes like this and then it curves, and at the end of the road, the dead-end road, is the Smith's house. Smith's Berry Farm was really big around here. His parents owned the strawberry farms. So anyways, these people are super sweet. His daughter is Kyle's age actually, and she's just a sweetheart. Her name is Ellie. She's beautiful. She's really, really sweet and really, really pretty. Well, she happened to pull down the road, and then this van pulled down the road behind her. And now, for all I know, he was behind her a long ways up to that point, too. I don't know. But anyway, she got really paranoid because this van was following her. She thought it was following her. And when it turned down our dead-end road following her, she immediately called her boyfriend at the time, who was at her house waiting for her. And she said, oh my gosh, this guy is following me. This guy is in a van and he's following me. So Kyle's friend passes our house because the GPS, you know, when you get out in the boondocks and it's dead end roads and stuff, it's not always real accurate. So he actually, he probably didn't even know it was a dead end road, but he actually passed our house and was following her to her house because she lives at the end of the road and that road stops. Well, he doesn't, I don't think, realizes it's a dead end road and he's just still looking for our house. Well, anyways, Ellie is freaking out. She had called her boyfriend, so he comes running out of the house, shooting a gun in the air just to scare him off. Well, of course it scared him off because he realized at that point that he's at someone's house. So he turns around. Okay, now, when you hear gunshots like that, okay, all of our neighbors are hunters, okay? Well, anywho, this poor kid turns around and he's coming back, and by this time he had called Kyle and he's like, dude, I can't find your house. So Kyle walks out into the driveway. So by the time the kid had come back around, Kyle's waving him down. So he pulls in our driveway. Well, next thing you know, our next door neighbor, he had been standing behind a tree with his gun because he heard gunshots and he saw, you know, this commotion down there and this van coming back. And so he was thinking that this van was up to no good as well. So this poor kid was coming to see his friend or pick up his friend to go do something. And he's got people like not shooting at him, but like trying to scare him, which it clearly did. And then our next door neighbor is standing behind a tree with his gun. I mean, it's insane. So it's kind of funny because I thought, I feel pretty safe though around here, you know. I mean, we are a very small neighborhood. We all look out for one another. When someone's on vacation, it's like we watch out for each other's stuff, you know. So this poor kid was, when he finally got here, he's like, Kyle, you living in, you know, a crazy neighborhood. What the heck? These people are nuts. So anyway, that's my funny story this week. So everyone, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for watching. Please, if you could, share this video on, you know, your Facebook page, you know, tell your friends about it. If you find it interesting enough or, you know, think they might be interested, please do share the video, like my videos. That just helps with ratings. And I appreciate your subscriptions and I really love the comments. Oh my gosh, the quotes y'all came up with, I love them. A lot of them I had heard, but a lot of them I hadn't. So I'm kind of adopting some of those newer ones too. I really, really enjoyed that. That was a good question. That's one of the hardest things about Flosstube for me, is thinking of a good question. Why is that so difficult? Everything else seems so natural, but whenever it comes to a question, I'm like deer in the headlights. Oh my God, what am I going to ask? So anyways, I appreciate your participation in that. And don't forget to play along with the Chinese fortune teller. And I hope you have a great week. I hope you stay cool, and I hope you get lots of stitching done or punching or whatever it is you do. All right, take care. Bye.